Hello, welcome to Anything Crabby. Today I'm going to be telling you about the climate you're going to need in your hermit crab tank. So hermit crabs are actually very tropical animals. They live on the beach, they live in the forest, so they're going to need very high heat and very high humidity. So those are the two things I'm going to cover in this video, heat and humidity. I'll tell you how hot and how humid your tank should be depending on the species of hermit crab and how to make it that hot and humid. I will also give you a couple tips. I just want to say that when your tank is not hot and it's not humid, it actually dries out the crab's gills, which is obviously not good. Your crabs breathe through modified gills, so they need very humid and very warm environments for their gills to breathe properly, unlike us that we have lungs. So they breathe a little bit differently from us, so they need a little bit of a different environment than us. So let's talk about heat first. For purple pincher hermit crabs, which are the most common hermit crabs, they need 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you have an Ecuadorian, a strawberry, any really exotic species, they're going to need their heat to hang around 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, how are you going to get your tanks this warm in the first place? What you're going to do is you're going to get a reptile heating mat, also known as an under tank heater, and you're going to put it from the top of your substrate to the top of your tank on the back wall. You might be like, why am I not putting the under tank heater under the tank? Well, you're trying to heat the air of your hermit crab tank, not the dirt. And when hermit crabs molt, you don't want them to molt right against the heating pad that's in the dirt and burn themselves. Now, you might have heard about reptile heating lamps to heat up your hermit crab tank. These are actually not good. You see, they only heat up one central area of the tank, and we want the whole tank to be warm. Also, they zap out your humidity. And as we discussed earlier in this video, hermit crabs need a very humid environment. A tip to keep your hermit crab tank warmer is to insulate it. How you insulate a hermit crab tank is you take that reflective paper stuff that you use to reflect on a car, and you put it on the back wall of your tank right behind the heating mats. This makes sure that all your heat will eventually go into the hermit crab tank and the heat is not lost. Just like your mats, make sure it starts up here and ends down here. Now, let's talk about humidity. Purple pincher hermit crabs need 75 to 85% humidity. And your more exotic species, like Ecuadorians, need about 85% humidity. So slightly less, slightly more, just around there. Now, there are multiple ways to keep your hermit crab tank humid. The main one is your freshwater and saltwater pools will evaporate when your tank is warm enough, which will naturally make your tank humid. A tip to keep your hermit crab tank humid is to have a completely sealed lid. This means no holes, no gaps. If your lid has to have a hole or a gap to fit a wire through to power something in here, like your filters, maybe your air tube for your bubblers, your thing for your thermostat, any of that makes you have to have a slight gap, you can put tape on top of that to make sure none of the humidity gets out. Also, you're going to need a hydrometer/thermometer. I'm not sure if it's pronounced hydrometer or hydrometer, but you're going to need one. And you're going to need it right in the middle of your tank. And you're also going to need to calibrate it. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, maybe try this one next. I bust 3 hermit crab myths. Also, please like and subscribe. See you next time.